So the kids are out skating tonight. It had been warm this week. Today was +2, but with some snow on top that I'd left from some snowfall the night before, about an inch. So the edges are all still really wet. I packed them with snow in hopes to help it freeze quicker because it'll be like slush. And then I'm going to do a flood right now. Just a light one because it's only going down to -5 tonight. We're supposed to get snow overnight and in the morning and about 5 centimeters. And then we're supposed to get wet snow and rain on top of that. So depending on how much rain we get, it might, that snow that falls and overnight and in the morning should save the ice surface from that rain if we don't get much. And then it's supposed to get cold. I mean, it's Thursday now, so it's Friday. We're going to get that rain in the afternoon. It's supposed to get cold. So I should be able to shovel it again tomorrow night. It's going to be above 0 before the kids go to bed, so I don't think they'll be skating tomorrow night, but maybe. The weather could change. And then it's going to get colder on Saturday, like -10, -15 at night, and then it's supposed to go down to -19 or -20 Saturday night, and be really cold again on Sunday. And then another warm-up next week again, which is typical for Ontario winters anymore. So I skate when we can, and I resurface when I can too. Here we go. Okay, so here's the current situation with the rink. It's been a wet, heavy, damp snow all day, and it's like slush. It's not very much though. Not even an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch. So it's gonna be heavy, it's gonna be wet, and I'm gonna be angry from shoveling by the time I'm done, but it's the right thing to do. Some people leave it on, but it's going to be all uneven. Some of it had drifted in. And but the biggest problem is going to be, it's going to be 0 and wet snow till about 2 o'clock in the morning, and then it's supposed to plummet. By the time I wake up, it's going to be about -5 or -7. So what does fall tonight will probably freeze before I get a chance to shoveling it off, which is not good. But some of it might melt, especially since I'm clearing it now. I don't know, but clearing it now is kind of the most important thing, because otherwise I got to do a flood. If I get lucky, underneath here is still solid. It's slippery, it's ice. It didn't melt at all, but I just got to get this snow and slush off. That's key. Well, it didn't take me nearly as long as I thought it would. It took me only about 15 minutes. Just took my time. Didn't want to throw my back out, and it's still snowing out. Wet snow. So I'm probably gonna have to shovel again later tonight, but doing it in small little shifts makes it possible to actually lift it and get it out of there. So it quit raining, and still might get a little bit of rain and trace amount of snow, but everything, all the wet snow melted with the rain, so there's a ton of water on it. Not a ton, but enough I want to get it off. So I'm gonna shovel it off, and hopefully it gets cold and freezes real nice, which it should. It just depends if we get any snow overnight while it's getting cold. We'll see. Well, not much more I can do now, but count on Mother Nature to not snow or rain anymore before everything freezes up tonight. It is -7. It snowed overnight, not much, but several centimeters. The problem is that the rink hadn't, it was still damp. So now I've got this crusty layer of icy snow on top that I can tell it's going to be too soft to skate on. But I could flood. One flood would fix it, no problem, especially with the temperature the way it is. Problem is, it's snowing. So I did not luck out this time. Last time it got really cold and then it snowed, so the ice surface was frozen and it didn't create any issues. But we've got hockey this afternoon, swimming lessons, and then hockey games. So hopefully it stops snowing later this afternoon. I can get out here and flood it real quick. And it's supposed to be like -14 or 15 by late this afternoon. So I should be able to do a quick flood, and the kids should be able to skate on it tonight anyways. So We'll see. Well, it's the afternoon. The snow squalls have stopped. There's a few flurries on radar, but that's it. And I'm doing something I typically don't do, which is, number one, not sweep before I flood. But it's really rough anyway, so I'm sure this snow that's left over is going to melt and fill in all the crevices. And hopefully this doesn't come back to bite me, because we do have a hockey game to go to, and I need to get this flooded now so that there's a chance the kids will be able to skate tonight, because I think if I wait too long, it might not work. So it does take a little bit more water and time to flood when you have that crust layer and snow, because it's got to soak into that snow evenly. But that should give it a really good base now. It's still a little rough, but at least it's going to be solid when it freezes. I shouldn't have any issues with being too soft, because the skate blades would have just dug right into it and it would have been impossible to skate around. So might do one more flood tonight. It would be really smooth as opposed to having that rough layer, but kids skate on for 10-20 minutes and it would probably be smooth anyway. So we'll see how it goes. So I'm calling an early night for my daughter, so she never did get out here. My son had a hockey game tonight, this afternoon. He was pretty tired after it, so we didn't quite get out as much as we wanted to. One of his friends couldn't make it either, so the ice is a little bumpy, but my son said he couldn't tell the difference anyway. He felt it at first, and then he could stick handle and play. So a little effort paid off, because our rink is back. But tomorrow is Sunday. My daughter has hockey in the morning, and everybody else is free all afternoon. So we'll probably do some afternoon skating, some evening skating. And as you just saw, we had some drone footage of my son out here shooting, which I've got a Skydio 2 drone to use for a little while to get some cool shots. So I thought I'd put it up at the backyard rink. It wasn't it's very sensitive about hitting things like tree branches and whatnot, so it's pretty confined here with all these light posts and the netting. So it struggled a bit to track him when I was trying to orbit, but it was flying pretty well. And the snowflakes were throwing it off too, because it's got 6 cameras for avoidance. But I'll probably throw it up again during the day tomorrow, and hopefully tomorrow night, if it's not snowing. The snow squall is very persistent. It's just been lightly snowing all day and heavy off and on all day. So yeah, little effort pays off and we got our rink back.